and welcome back to another week of My Little Loves. This week it's the man flu edition because, well, if there are lots of jumps in the video, it's because I'm sneezing. Sorry about that. So, on with what I have been loving this week. What I have read. There are two blog posts that I'm going to link to them in the section down below. The first one is Donna from What the Redhead Said. She wrote a brilliant, beautifully put post on why you don't stop talking about the bad things when they stop happening to you. She was bullied a lot as a child and in her teens, and she still talks about it because, as she says, it's really important that somebody could read that and know you're not alone. It doesn't last forever and you need to do something about it. And I totally agree with her. It's really, really important that we are the change we want to see in the world and we stand up for what we think is right. It's something I'm trying to bring my children up to believe, to be the one who stands up and says, no, come on, this isn't on. With usual amounts of success and failure. And it also matched another post that I read from another blog called June Cleaver and Yoga Pants. She was talking about how they were trying to go, she lives in Hawaii, they were trying to go on a mission to Greece to help with the refugees, but it hasn't happened. But she was talking about how sometimes something just happens in life and it just flips a switch. And suddenly a certain section of society or something that's happened to you, it becomes really, really important. And I guess for some people it's why they end up working for charities, running refugee missions. It's probably how half all these charities were set up in the first place. But the way she talked about it, it was beautifully put, of just there's a switch that flicks and suddenly it's a cause you really care about and you shouldn't shy away from it. You should just go in wholeheartedly and see what comes out of it. So I will link to both those two posts. I highly recommend reading both of them. Next on the list, what I have watched. This is a little bit more lighthearted. That was quite serious and important for me. What I have watched this week. Okay, I have a weakness for kikki.K. It's a stationery company and I only discovered them fairly recently and I looked at them and went, oh, it's so pretty. There is a running joke in my team at work that we only employ people who bake cakes and like stationery. It's not technically how we interview them, but it does seem, we all do seem to like really nice stationery. Anyway, kikki.K has very nice stationery. I'll show you my diary. This is my current diary for this year and it's so pretty. Though I'm going to do a flip through video of this and talk about planners a little bit and trying to organise myself a little bit generally, so blog post to come. But yes, it's very pretty. And they have a YouTube channel, which will be linked down there. They put together these most beautiful videos of like how you could decorate your planner and using all the little sticky tape and the little stickers and this and that. Oh, it's lovely. It's just restful to watch. Very light-hearted, very soothing when you're on the train. You don't really want to have to concentrate, you just need to look at pretty things. So there we are, that's my top tip for train watching YouTube. What I have listened to. This is a relatively recent discovery. I went on Apple Music the other day looking for something to listen to while I was working. And they said, what's trending? Katie Melua. I thought, well, I like Katie Melua. She's got a new album out that came out last year called Winter. And it's just beautiful. It's very much my kind of gentle, easy listening. Sort of more soothing, restful music. There's obviously a theme going on with this. And yeah, unsurprisingly, work has been very busy this week. What do you know? So yes, I've been listening to Katie Melua. Highly recommend it. What I have made, I haven't made another hat. Despite my little boy running off with both of his sister's hats and saying, "Wear mine, mummy." He's got to have it. Well, in the summer I made the girls, if you follow my blog you'll have seen the pictures, I made the girls matching skirts before we went travelling in the summer that had camper vans and then pink spotty pockets. And I had enough camper van fabric over, I sort of made up a pattern for shorts overnight for him. And he loved the shorts, but the first thing he said when he put them on, "Wear mine pockets, mummy." I'm like, sorry love. I do have some blue and orange in my stash that's the right weight to make a hat. So we'll see what happens. I have, however, been making some things. One project is just there and I'm not going to show it to you. We're getting into a sort of time of the year when I have a lot of people for top secret knitting to do. That didn't come out in coherent English, did it? See, this is the man flu edition for a reason. Yes, there are quite a few people I know having babies. So I'm doing a bit of baby knitting, but it's all top secret, so it has to hide there. Just down there. It's very pretty, but I won't show it to you yet. I promise I'll show it to you later when I can actually do it. What I did finish is a Christmas tree ornament. This is not the ones I was talking about last week. Let's see if it'll spiral back. This is another one that was free on a cross stitch magazine. And I bought the cross stitch magazine just because I thought it was really pretty. So let's hold it up to the camera. So this top bit here is cross stitch. your hands is probably a good idea. The bottom bit is felt, and then the back is spotty and felt. It's meant to be heart-shaped at the top, but my sewing wasn't terribly accurate and went a bit wonky. So I finished making that. I did all the cross-stitch while I was with my in-laws in the new year, but I hadn't finished making it up. So as we didn't have any viewings yesterday, I had a bit of time to put it all together and sew it up. So there we are, ready for next Christmas. And thanks to everybody who chipped in on what I should start next. Which way around was this? This is good going, I can't even remember. Right, there we are. There's the challenge. Actually, when you hold it up to the camera like that, it seems quite obvious what it is. I'm still going to leave everyone to guess which one I started, but there we are. I started one of the ornaments for last week. And yeah, I think that's everything I made this week. I've had quite a making sort of a week. Lots of train journeys. I went up to Leeds on Monday. I was supposed to be in Leeds for 2 days, but we got adjourned, so we came home again. So that was a lot of time on the train. And although I try and do a bit of work, when you're really crammed, you can't exactly get the laptop out and start typing like this. So I'll knit instead. And then people don't want to sit next to me because they think they're going to get elbowed. They're not going to get elbowed. I'm quite good at knitting with just my fingers and not moving my arms. But if they think they are, and I get a seat next to me, I can live with that. I think I can live with that. What I have worn. This week I wore my scarf. It's the man flu thing again. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do with the what I've worn category because I don't have very many clothes, deliberately as much as anything. I have a box of clothes that fit me before I had children, that I have in this kind of, if I instantly went back to the size I was before I had children, would I want to wear them? And if the answer is yes, they live in that box, in the hope that someday I will actually wear them again. Then I have some scruffy clothes for home, and then I have my work clothes. And my work clothes, I have 3 dresses and a couple of jackets, and I just rotate. And when the dresses wear out, if a dress wears out, I buy a new dress, but I only ever have 3. Because between working at home on Wednesdays and dress down Fridays, I only need a dress for 3 days in the week. So I don't really change up what I'm wearing very often. But I did wear this scarf. This is my usual scarf, but it's quite special because my dad brought it home from Jordan. His idea of going on holidays is going to the places everyone else goes, really? He likes going on the kind of holidays that he and my mum would never have gone on, which I think makes perfect sense. So one of the first holidays he went on was a trip to Jordan, which sounds like it was absolutely incredible. The photos were amazing. And he brought me back a scarf, and it's just, I'm not going to take it off because it's making me all warm and cosy. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful and I love it. So it replaced a whole load of knitted shawls that were looking a bit tatty around the edges when it arrived, so I love that. So yes, he does it. If you want to know where else he goes that's slightly out of the ordinary, this year he went to Iran. He brought me back a packet of saffron. It's amazing. And his next holiday is to Ethiopia. You can see where we get the travel bug. You know, Europe in a tent sounds really relatively tame compared to that. So that is what I've worn. I'm going to have to give some thought as to what I will have been wearing for next week. And lastly, I suppose it would feel strange to record a video that is going to go live on the day of Trump's inauguration without saying anything about it. I know we don't get a vote, and Britain did some catastrophically stupid things last year, including Brexit, but the election of somebody who is the least qualified person ever to be president, who can't work out the difference between his daughter and someone in Suffolk, it's not great, is it? So I suppose it brings me back to where I started, and we're coming full circle again, is that there's a lot of really random and not great things going on in the world at the moment, particularly by our politicians. So it just comes back to holding the faith that we are the change, we are bringing up the next generation of who we want to see in the world, and fingers crossed that the good things will outweigh the bad. I'm hoping that's not a terribly depressing note to end on. It's a funny one. I watched Obama's first inauguration. I was off sick from work at the time, so I watched that 8 years ago. It doesn't feel like very long has passed since then, but a lot has changed. But yeah, we always evolve, and we'll have to wait and see where we go from there. So that was my slightly serious thought again. As I said, it's all come full circle. Should we go back to talking about Kiki Cave books? And oh, the pens are really, their rollable pens are just the nicest pen I've ever written with. You know how you need to find a pen that fits your hand? They fit my hand. It's brilliant. And on that note, I'm going to say bye-bye for now. I promise I'm not on too many cold medications. I can't really take very much, so I'm just on honey and lemon. But apparently all that sugar has gone to my head. So I'm saying thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye for now, and see you next week. Bye!